here we're going to be looking at how to write ratios as fractions and percentages. The ratio of triangles, 2 stars, 2 hearts, is 6 to 5 to 9. Part A, what fraction of shapes are hearts? So if we want to write a ratio as a fraction, we need to write the number of hearts, which is 9, over the total number of shapes. So 6 plus 5 plus 9 gives us 20, so we have 20 shapes altogether, and the fraction of shapes that are hearts is 9 over 20. Part B, what fraction of shapes are stars? So we've got 5 stars in the picture and a total of 20 shapes altogether, so my fraction will be 5 over 20. I could simplify this fraction by dividing by 5 because both these numbers appear in the 5 times table. 5 is therefore my highest common factor. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I can write that fraction in its simplest form. Part C, what percentage of shapes are triangles? So in this picture, we have got 6 triangles and a total of 20. So we're going to write it as 6 over 20 first. And we know that to make a fraction into a percentage, we need to make the denominator over 100. So in order to make 20 into 100, we have timesed it by 5. So we are going to do the same thing to the numerator. 6 times 5 is 30. And this therefore means 30% of the shapes are triangles. Part D, what percentage of shapes are hearts? So we already know that 9 over 20 is our fraction of hearts, but to make this into a percentage, we need to make it equivalent to a denominator of 100. So 20 times 5 gives us 100. We are therefore going to multiply the numerator by 5 as well. 9 times 5 is 45, and that means 45% of the shapes are hearts. So this question says, in a class of 30 students, 18 are boys and the rest are girls. Express the ratio of boys to total students as a fraction and as a percentage. So in order to do it as a fraction, we are first going to write the number of boys in the class, which are 18, over the total number of students, which is 30. Now I could simplify this by dividing by 6 because these both appear in the 6 times tables. 18 divided by 6 gives me 3, and 30 divided by 6 gives me 5. So 3/5 of the students are boys. To write this as a percentage, we are going to write my 3/5, and we need to make the denominator equivalent to 100. So to make 5 into 100, we have times by 20. So we are going to multiply the numerator by 20 as well. 3 times 20 is 60. Therefore, 60% of the students are boys. And there we have the ratio of boys, both as a fraction and as a percentage. So here are a few questions for you to practice. So please feel free to pause the video and have a go independently before you come back to check the solutions. Number 1. The ratio of boys to girls in a class is 11 to 14. Write the number of boys as a fraction. We already know that the ratio of boys is 11, but to write this as a fraction, we also need to calculate the total ratio. And in order to do that, we are going to add our 11 and 14, which gives us 25. Therefore, the number of boys as a fraction is 11 over the total students, which is 25. Number 2. A fruit basket contains 24 apples and 36 oranges. Express the number of apples as a percentage. So in order to do that, we are first going to write the total ratio, which will be 24 plus 36. That gives us 60. We know that there are 24 apples in the basket, so we are going to write 24 over the total fruits, which is 60. And we can simplify this fraction by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 12. 24 divided by 12 is 2, and 60 divided by 12 is 5. We know that to make this a percentage, our denominator has to be equivalent to 100. To make 5 into 100, we multiply by 20, and therefore we have to multiply the numerator by 20 as well. 2 times 20 gives us 40, and that means 40% of the fruits in the basket are apples.